weight. The bar's got that swing. Glasses clink, hear the ice cubes sing. Liquid lunch, pour it smooth, let it flow. Friends round the table where the good times grow. Raise a glass, let the worries slip away. Liquid lunch, we're living for today. There's Troy laughing with his gin and a grin, telling stories about where he's been. Boomer's got whiskey, he's loosening his tie, chasing dreams under a midday sky. The bartender knows us, he's mixing with flair. Every sip's a moment we're happy to share. Liquid lunch, pour it smooth, let it flow. Friends round the table where the good times grow. Raise a glass, let the worries slip away. Liquid lunch, we're living for the day. The clock don't matter, we're lost in the vibe. Jazz in the air, feel the soul come alive. From martinis to bourbon, we're riding the wave. Stealing this hour, it's the freedom we crave. Sun's still shining, but we're in our zone. This bar's our shelter, our temporary home. One more round before the world calls us back. Savor the moment, keep the blues in the rack. We'll laugh and we'll toast till the afternoon fades. Memories made in these liquid escapades. Liquid lunch, pour it smooth, let it flow. Friends round the table where the good times grow. Raise a glass, let the worries slip away. Liquid lunch, we're living for today. So here's to the daylight, the drinks and the fun. Our liquid lunch, till the next one comes. With a wink and a smile, we'll be back real soon. Chasing that jazz under the high noon.
Vasalut and happy Monday to everyone. I hope everyone's doing really, really well today. So it's a short week for me as far as streams go because there's today, there's tomorrow, and then I am off to Florida. But I want to make as much as I can of the time that we have together right now. So let's say hi to you guys that we're here. Here first was Big Al of Big Al Presents, says, Merry Monday, Liquid Lunchers. Have a great show, Troy. Yes, thank you so much, my friend. Super, super appreciate that. Hail all, smash the like button and enjoy the show. Yes, please do all of those clicky things. I would greatly appreciate it. Connie Cleary, the bird woman of YouTube and the star of Fluff Chick Productions. Always good to see you here, Connie. Jonathan Conroy is saying hi to Netters Network, who actually is not here today. She is at a work meeting downtown. So unfortunately, for once, she can't even join us via remote. She is busy today. But I'll let her know you said hi. Absolutely. Salute to you, Deleted Scenes. Good to see you, my friend. And he also asks you to like, share, subscribe, comment, gift a membership, become a member, do all those things. Absolutely appreciate it. So that you can use those really awesome emojis like the black fedora, the brown mumbler, the channel logo, which just realize camera's probably a little bit close. Let's give ourselves some room here. There we go. The channel logo, and of course the Canarble Wagon. So thank you so much. Super appreciate my members. So let's get to. I've got a bunch of thoughts kind of rummaging through my mind. Some that I started talking about a little bit yesterday on Geeky Geezers, and a couple we hadn't gotten to. So let's go ahead and fire up the share screen, which is not yet ready to go. Yes, that's my icon from last night's Doctor Who. Let me share my screen, the entire screen, that screen. Don't bother with the sound. So, of course, this comes to us from that Park Place. Marvin Montanaro, who I'm really looking forward to seeing again this week in Florida. Grant Morrison rips Lanterns writer Damon Lindelof for calling Green Lantern stupid. Sounds like the infighting behind the scenes is already happening. So let's see what's up with that. So that you guys can see, let me just move that. Yeah. The debate surrounding HBO's upcoming Lanterns series just picked up a major new voice and it's not one that's holding back. Legendary DC Comics writer Grant Morrison is openly criticizing comments made by Lanterns writer Damon Lindelof about the mythology of Green Lantern, accusing Hollywood of repeatedly hiring creators who appear embarrassed by the comic book properties they are adapting. Yes, I have had mixed mileage when it comes to Grant Morrison, but I very much agree with this particular take. The remarks come after comments from Lindelof joking about the concept behind behind the Green Lantern name, which sparked backlash among fans of the character. The show is called Lanterns because we all agreed green was stupid, Lindelof said. Now Morrison has entered the conversation with a blunt rebuke. Real quick, want to thank Nate for his like, share, subscribe, comment, become a member. And if you were going to give a super chat of $5 or more, why not gift a membership to make our family grow? Yes, because our family seems to be eroding by the month. It is sad and challenging, and it kind of hurts. Writing in his Substack, Morrison addressed, not just Lindelof, James Gunn has been making fun of Green Lantern, and he's been doing that even before he signed on. See, this is why these people really are morons. And this is why, wait a minute. Do I have the article up? Let me see. No, I don't. There was something that came up across my X feed, and it was a very clickbait kind of a comment, rage bait, whatever you want to call it. And we actually don't know. I was going to say some lefty loon, but we don't know that this isn't somebody who doesn't have political leaning or care one way or the other, just looking for, engagement on social media, saying, all these fans saying that they loved everything until such and such time, and then it was ruined. Ruined how? And people are just going off. It's the woke, right? And I commented and I said, yeah, it is the woke, but it's far more insidious than that. The woke has led to the hiring practices based on DEI. Did not earn it, or didn't earn it. Yeah, well, however it goes, and what we've ended up with, and this isn't just the entertainment industry, it's all areas. You've hired a bunch of people because of the color of their skin, who they like to have bedroom activities with, their gender or lack thereof, or their confusion about. And that is not a qualification to be a writer. In fact, for in Hollywood and making movies, we have a generation of people in there that don't even know how to communicate, just human interaction, let alone the basics of writing. That is the problem. And this kind of thing, if you don't understand that you don't antagonize your audience, that you don't call what you're working on stupid, if you need to have it explained to you why you shouldn't do that, you should not have that job. You should not have that job. That's all there is to it. I was open-minded to Gunn taking over, and because I was so sick of the Snyderverse. But this has not been an improvement. And I'm sick of it. And well, this is why they're not getting my money anymore. The woke isn't the only problem, because, for example, there's a comedy on Netflix called Dairy Girls. It is very woke, but it is extremely funny. They focused on the funny first. Yeah, I get that. That makes a whole lot more sense. So that's the problem. Nobody cares about your messaging if they don't care about the product that you're putting out at all. Y'all, watch later, finishing up Bible study in Becoming a Woman of Prayer by Cynthia Harold. Very good. Oh, I'm so priorities, definitely. This conversation will still be up when you are done. God bless and enjoy. So anyway, TV writer producer Damon Lindelof comments, notwithstanding, the green in Green Lanterns, green is stupid. Morrison wrote. The comic legend didn't stop there. He questioned why the writer would choose to work on a franchise if they don't respect the core concept behind it. Exactly. Why does a writer attach himself to this kind of narrative if he thinks it's fundamentally stupid? Morrison asked. Well, maybe they are fundamentally stupid. That could very well be a part of it as well. Greetings to you, Snortopupus Cuber, the awesomest bear in our chat. Thank you so much for being here, my friend. Greetings. The criticism reflects a broader frustration among comic book fans who believe some modern adaptations treat the original material as something that needs to be fixed or toned down. Therein is the summation of the problem that all of us have with Star Trek, Star Wars, Indiana Jones. You pick it. All of the things that we have been saying are being ruined is exactly this. It's exactly this. I've said before that in the history of Star Trek, there have been writers who have come in, that a director, a showrunner, right? Or film runner, I suppose. Nicholas Meyer was not a fan of Star Trek, but he respected it. He said, let me see what this is about. Oh, I get it. I understand what this is about. And then he poured himself into that. He wasn't trying to fix something. He was fixing his knowledge gap. And then when he understood it, not only was he able to tell a good Star Trek story, he was able to elevate it because he understood the foundation that he was working on. Morrison's position appears to be the opposite. Embrace the mythology rather than apologizing for it. Morrison warns lanterns could alienate the only audience that matters. Grant Morrison also raised a particular concern about the upcoming Lantern series, that alienating longtime Green Lantern fans could undermine the show before it even premieres. The only people who give an F about the Lantern TV series is Green Lantern fans. Why alienate them at the start? Morrison wrote. Perfectly logical question. Makes sense. That warning arrives as online debate continues around early footage and promotional material for the HBO series. Yeah, I had said that the promos looked like we were getting a Green Lantern series with no green and no lantern. It makes no sense. Some fans have criticized that they see what they see as a stripped down or grounded interpretation of the franchise that appears to minimize the cosmic spectacle traditionally associated with Green Lantern stories. Beyond Lindelof and Lanterns specifically, Grant Morrison used the moment to call out what he views as a recurring problem in Hollywood. According to Morrison, studios frequently hire creators who seem uncomfortable with comic book storytelling and attempt to distance themselves from the genre's more fantastical elements. He argued that this approach leads to diluted adaptations that fail to capture what the fans enjoy about the source material. Here's the important thing that I think everyone needs to understand. And this isn't just, being apologetic for the fantastical elements. Let's get right down to it. Superheroes should be, at their core, for kids. Okay? They want the kids to go and buy the toys, to have their own imagined adventures, to watch the shows, watch the cartoons. But increasingly, we are getting more and more superhero stories that are not for kids at all. We're not even saying that they're trying to elevate them so that adults could enjoy them or whatever, make them more rounded. No, they are making them absolutely adult so that children cannot watch them. They are violent, they are vulgar, and taking into account Peacemaker, full of graphic nudity. These are not for kids. And if they are not for the adult fans, then who the F are they for? And you run into the generational problem of, if you lose your audience now and you aren't bringing in the children, then the children won't grow up loving this and love it in the next generation and pass it on to their kids. You are literally emptying the bag. That's what's happening here. Real quick, I want to say hi to Jamie Lynn. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. So let's get back to what Marvin Montanaro is saying here. Morrison compared the situation to hiring writers for other genres who openly mock the very premise they are supposed to adapt. In his view, the problem isn't the material, it's the attitude towards it. Morrison also took issue with the show's title. He suggested that Green Lanterns would be a stronger and more dynamic title than simply Lanterns, arguing that removing the iconic name diminishes the mythology rather than strengthening it. Well, if you just call it Lanterns, it's no longer about a superhero team any longer. It's no longer about a comic book character. It's about, I'm guessing, a place that sells, torches that you can carry, railroad lanterns and, household torches and, camping lanterns. That sounds boring. What the heck is wrong with these people? I don't really understand. That perspective reinforces his broader criticism that some modern adaptations appear hesitant to fully embrace comic storytelling. Morrison closed his comments with a sweeping criticism of the entertainment industry itself. Hollywood will die of insularity and inbreeding, he said. I couldn't say it better myself. While Morrison's comments are aimed primarily at the creative philosophy behind lanterns, they reflect a larger debate playing out across the superhero genre. Whether modern adaptations should reinvent comic book ideas, or celebrate them. Despite his criticism of the creative direction surrounding lanterns, Morrison made clear he is not attacking DC Studios as a whole, just the management and the people they're hiring. He recently praised James Gunn's Superman, saying he believed Gunn delivered one of the best superhero films yet. That distinction suggests Morrison's issue is not with DC's broader direction, but with the creative mindset he believes is creeping into certain projects. But again, as Nate pointed out, James Gunn is all in on the green hate. So, the Lanterns debate isn't slowing down. With Grant Morrison now joining the discussion, the debate surrounding the HBO Lanterns appears unlikely to fade anytime soon. Fans have always been arguing about whether the series feels too grounded and too far removed from the cosmic scale that defines Green Lantern stories. Morrison's comments pour fuel on the fire and raises a question that will likely follow the show all the way to its premiere. If the creators don't believe in the mythology, can the audience? I would argue absolutely not. Absolutely not. Like hiring writers for the Gilmore Girls who hate The Witcher. Exactly right. That's a great, great analogy. And howdy to you as well, Dad Man Walking. Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a minute. It's great to see you, though. So there you go. I have to agree. Kind of wish Netter was here for this because I know Netter is a huge Green Lantern fan and she's got some strong feelings. Probably very much in agreement with what Grant Morrison is saying here. So speaking of franchises that have been kind of butchered by the people running them. The rumor is the Mandalorian and Grogu runtime. This one is also from That Park Place, Trevor Denning. A new theater listing may have revealed the runtime for The Mandalorian and Grogu. According to UK theater chain Odeon. Oh, yeah, Odeon. The next Star Wars movie will be 2 hours and 20 minutes long. The theater's website lists the movie on its coming soon page. While tickets are not available for pre-order, the listings has sparked speculation among fans. Notably, 140 minutes works out to only 7 minutes longer than the combined runtime of the first 3 episodes of the 3rd season of the Disney Plus series, adding some credibility to the rumors. To the rumor is the fact that suggested length is in line with other Disney-era Star Wars films. Both The Force Awakens and Rise of Skywalker are roughly the same. If the runtime proves accurate, the film would land squarely in the range of recent Star Wars theatrical releases, suggesting a full-scale cinematic adventure rather than an extended television-style story. Oh, yeah. They did the same thing with Green Arrow a few years ago, calling it just Arrow, and finally only calling it the Green Arrow before it got canceled. Yeah. That was, yeah. I remember um, uh, a channel that I don't think exists anymore called Geekgasm. The girl, when in the lead up to um, Arrow being released, after a very heated spasm about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which were going to be aliens and not teenagers, and she just flipped out about that. But then she went on to complain about Simple Arrow, which isn't green, and had the same problem that I did with it. It's not a spin-off from Smallville, which it should have been, because capitalize on your success. No, we're going to reinvent the wheel. So there you go. Sorry, I'm old school Star Wars. Yeah, I agree with you. In fact, if I could, let me kind of jump to the bottom. Let's get to the comments, where a very intelligent commenter said, when you take 8 episodes of a season that is ridiculously padded and agonizingly slow paced and condense it down, you have a single film that's still bloated and too long. That was what I had to say about this. I can point out errors in crappy movie screenshots. Top image. Yeah, okay. So he's getting into the but yeah, I'm already not too fired up about this, and 2.5 hours seems a bit long to me. If they're condensing a whole, 8 episodes down into a single theatrical release. However, some users online have pointed out that Odeon often uses 2 hours and 20 minutes as a placeholder for upcoming films. Both Supergirl and The Hunger Games Sunrise on the Reaping are listed in the same runtime as The Mandalorian and Grogu. The suggestion that 3 of this year's biggest franchise films will be exactly the same length seems implausible to many. Patty Jenkins' project was announced in December of 2020 and given a placeholder date around December 23rd, which may be why it was listed in Odeon's website. However, Rogue Squadron never went into production. Many believe Disney and Lucasfilm have shelved it. The example has led some fans to question whether the runtime listed for The Mandalorian and Grogu should be taken seriously. AMC Theaters also has The Mandalorian and Grogu listed on its coming soon page. However, it does not list a runtime. For now, the listing suggests Odeon may simply be using the runtime as a placeholder. Although the exact length of the film remains unclear, director Jon Favreau has previously discussed how he approached the film, placing the pacing and storyline. In an exclusive interview with Collider, Favreau was frequently asked if he envisioned The Mandalorian Grogu having 2 to 2.5 hour runtime. This is an adventure. You want to lean into the action and the aesthetic of the momentum of that. You want it to also feel lean and keep the storytelling propulsive. While this is neither a yes or a no, the answer leaves open the possibility of a 2+ hour film. Okay, so basically we don't have any confirmation on that. It's all pretty much speculation. The longest movie title may have been The Incredibly Strange Creature Who Stopped Living and Became Mixed Up Zombies, saying the name was longer than the runtime. That's kind of funny. This will not do well in theaters, especially after season 3 of The Mandalorian was lackluster and Boba Fett sucked balls. Yeah, you're not wrong. And there's a bunch of other projects that most average people don't even know about. They don't even know about the Acolyte. I mean, honestly. Um, but yeah. And I just feel like if you if you are a real diehard fan of the Disney post Disney sale Star Wars, then good on you, enjoy it. But if not, uh, it really is incumbent on you to start withholding your money and getting across to Disney that this watered down crap is not Star Wars, and I will not support it. So let me. Well, you know what? I don't want to close that out just yet because I want to reference that later. But so we brought this up in how do you call Geeky Geezers last night. So apparently, the Disney Buffy the Vampire Slayer reboot has been officially canceled. Um, let's get into this real quick. The planned Disney reboot of Buffy the Vampire Slayer at Hulu has officially been staked. Disney's streaming platform has pulled the plug on a revival of Buffy the Vampire Slayer that would have brought Sarah Michelle Gellar back to the franchise while introducing a new generation of Slayers. The project had already filmed a pilot and assembled a high-profile creative team, but the series will not be moving forward. According to a report from Deadline, Hulu executives ultimately decided the pilot failed to meet expectations, bringing an abrupt end to a reboot that had been quietly in development for more than a year. For a franchise as beloved as Buffy the Vampire Slayer, that's a dramatic end to what was supposed to be the Slayer's long-awaited return, but reactions are mixed among the fandoms, with some lamenting the loss of the Disney Buffy reboot, while others are breathing a sigh of relief. Real quick, I want to get to what Dad Man Walking is saying about the previous topic. The problem with me is that they destroyed the Skywalker bloodline to me. That's what made Star Wars. They could have invented new characters and stories, but making Luke Uncle Jake and dispatching Han like they did, it's like they destroyed the entire universe for me. But people enjoy it, then good for them. Everyone decides what they want. Yeah, no, I kind of got that you were on voice chat. Yeah, I'm pretty used to that. But yeah, no, I agree. I agree. It's like all the people that they eat fast food and they go, this isn't really as good as it was when I was a kid, but they keep shoveling it in their mouth as if it'll get better. I've made the analogy: you go and you take the milk from the refrigerator and you find it's chunky, and you go, well, I'll put it back, maybe it'll be better tomorrow. No, you throw that crap away. It's done. What most people don't realize is that they've been feeling this Buffy reboot for a while. I'm pretty sure they had a pilot done and maybe 2 episodes. That means that Disney and Hulu looked at what they made and said, hell no. And I knew this was going to be the case because Chloe Zhao is not good at anything else but the one movie she made that was that, and there's no Joss Whedon involved. Yeah. So no, yeah, exactly. Chloe's. What has she made? Didn't she do a Marvel film that nobody liked? Yeah, I quit trying to make fetch happen. It's not never going to happen. Um, but the new series was not intended to be a traditional remake. Instead, the project was reportedly conceived as a continuation of the original universe. Sarah Michelle Gellar would have returned as Buffy Summers, but the focus of the story would have shifted towards a younger Slayer who would carry the franchise forward. That's fine in and of itself. I mean, I've often said is if you're going to reboot it, make it a continuation. Don't go back and rehash it and remake it. Oh, okay. So the Eternals, which wow, did that one crash and burn. I don't know what Nomadland is, and although I've heard of Hamnet, guessing it's one of those Academy type films that wasn't made for me. Ryan Kira Armstrong had been cast as the new Slayer, while Gellar was expected to appear in a supporting role, while also serving as the executive producer of the show. Oh, it was going to be a show. Okay. A series. Okay. The creative team behind the project included Oscar-winning filmmaker Chloe Zhao, directing the pilot, and Nora and Leela Zuckerman writing the scripts. Despite that lineup, I don't even know who those people are. Despite that lineup, the show never progressed beyond the initial pilot stage. Sources speaking to Deadline said the episode was not perfect, and there were reportedly concerns internally about whether the creative direction matched the tone audiences associated with Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Look, you know, they have canceled the creator of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. They have, and he would not be having any input in it. So, how do you expect that to work? Sarah Michelle Gellar breaks the news to fans on social media. Yeah, see, reviving Buffy without its creator was always going to be difficult. One of the most notable elements of the proposed Buffy reboot was the absence of the show's original creator. Joss Whedon developed Buffy the Vampire Slayer and was widely credited as the creative force behind the show's unique tone. The series combined horror, comedy, emotional character drama, and supernatural action in a way that made it stand out during its original run from 97 to 2003. The distinctive narrative voice helped the series become a cult classic and launch an entire wave of supernatural television. But the new Hulu project was being developed without Whedon's involvement. Instead, the reboot was led by an all-female creative team, including Zhao, who directed Marvel's first major box office bomb, Elementals, and the Zuckerman sisters. While that lineup generated attention in Hollywood, it also raised a difficult creative challenge: recreating the voice of one of television's most distinctive shows without the person who originally defined it. Over the past 2 decades, many writers have attempted to replace the style associated with Whedon storytelling, often with mixed results. Attempting to revive the franchise without the creative influence was always going to be a complicated task. Even though Hulu canceled this version of the show, the franchise itself is far from gone. Disney controls the Buffy the Vampire Slayer intellectual property through 20th Century Television, meaning the studio retains the option to explore other revival attempts in the future. In fact, the studio has considered multiple reboot concepts over the years as Hollywood continues mining recognizable television brands. Whether another Buffy reboot eventually emerges remains to be seen. For now, however, the latest attempt to bring the Slayer back to television has been officially staked before it ever reached viewers. And given the uneven track record of modern reboots, particularly those trying to capture the voice of a creator who's no longer involved, some longtime fans may ultimately see this cancellation as the franchise dodging a potentially awkward resurrection. I see what they did there. Let's see what you guys are saying here. I'm sorry, nothing personal, but Ryan Kiera Armstrong can't act. I have no idea who that is, so I can't even comment on that. She did something that won her an Academy Award, and everything else she's made has sucked ass. You know what? After the Best Picture award last night, I can tell you that winning an award no longer means anything. No longer means that you're good or talented or even worthwhile in the entertainment industry. It just means you stroked the right egos. And I didn't mean egos. Sarah Michelle Gellar, to be honest, Buffy the Vampire Slayer was a series on the WB, and it did good on the network despite the ratings, and Buffy was still slaying, even when it was still going. Yeah, it was a very popular show. Look, I have every episode of it on DVD, including the animated, what would be considered the next season of it, motion comic. They did a comic that was the following season, and they turned that into a DVD motion comic. Gorilla's Random Thought says, Kapla from the snowed-in Minnesota. Mother Nature needs to get off of her rag. I hate shoveling 6-foot drifts from behind the car. Yeah, we got snow all night, and unfortunately, Netter had to go out in it to go downtown. So it's been a bit of a day for her. But I wanted to compare and contrast this to, and you know, this is going to be one of those true compare and contrast. What are the similarities and what are the big differences? And we'll get to that with, did I inadvertently lose? No. Oh, I see. I bounced it out is what I did. So this counterpoints to Firefly animated series announced without Joss Whedon involved. Now again, that element of it is going to be a challenge, but I think this one has a leg up, and we'll get to that. A Firefly animated series is officially in development, but the revival of the beloved sci-fi franchise is already raising questions among longtime fans because creator Joss Whedon is not involved in the project. According to a new report from Deadline, actor Nathan Fillion revealed during a panel at AwesomeCon and subsequently in a video on Instagram featuring the original cast, that an animated continuation of the cult classic series is now in advanced development. Fillion made the announcement while appearing alongside several former co-stars during a live taping of the Once We Were Spacemen podcast. The actor was joined by Alan Tudyk, Gina Torres, Julie Strait, Morena Baccarin. I never really knew how she pronounced her last name. Sean Mayer and Summer Glau, with the cast expected to return for the animated project. Adam Baldwin, who played Jane Cobb in the original series, is also expected to reprise his role. He said he would. Yeah. The animated reboot is being developed through Fillion's production banner, Collision 33, in partnership with 20th Television Animation, which currently holds the rights for the franchise. That makes perfect sense. It's a Disney a Disney project. Just like Buffy. So just like Buffy, it's owned by Disney. Just like Buffy, it was previously a Joss Whedon production, and just like Buffy, it is the star of the show really working to bring this together. But yes, I swear by my pretty floral bonnet, I'm looking forward to this. A lot of fans are. And we'll get to the difference in regards to the whole Joss Whedon thing. While Joss Whedon is not involved creatively, Fillion has said the creator was aware of the project. In a video posted on Instagram, tied to the announcement, Fillion stated that he received Whedon's blessing to move forward with the project, even though the filmmaker will not be participating directly in the animated revival. Speculation, not based on any fact, but my personal speculation is that regardless of whether or not Joss Whedon is involved, if any project comes from his work, the things he created, he will still be entitled to some kind of compensation or royalties. So everybody who, has canceled him and doesn't want to work with him and doesn't want to see his name on things, I'm sorry, he's still probably going to make money from this if it happens. And so when it says that Joss Whedon isn't going to be directly involved, that probably means he would be working in some sort of an unofficial advisory capacity, because he's probably going to have a stake in this being successful. However, the absence of Whedon from the creative team remains one of the most notable aspects of the new series. Whedon created Firefly and wrote the majority of the original show's episodes, establishing the distinct tone of the characters' dynamics, and helped the short-lived Fox series become a cult phenomenon. Instead of Whedon, the project will be overseen by a new creative team. According to Deadline, Mark Guggenheim, DC's Legends of Tomorrow and Arrow, here we go again, and Tara Butler, Agent Carter and Reaper. I really liked Agent Carter. I don't really know about Reaper. Are attached as showrunners. The report notes married writing production team Mark Guggenheim and Tara Butler are attached to serve as showrunners, and the script has been completed. Joss Whedon, who created the original series, is not involved in the animation project. The animated series will reportedly extend the existing story rather than reboot it entirely. The proposed series is set in a timeline between the original 2002 television run and its 2005 feature film continuation, Serenity, expanding the universe while preserving continuity with the established lore. So, in other words, it's taking place before they kind of wrapped it up with Serenity and before they killed off Wash. Early concept art and book, I think, now that I think about it. Early concept art for the project has already been developed in collaboration with the Emmy-winning animation studio Shadow Machine, and the complete package is expected to be taken to buyers soon. Fillion emphasized that fan support has played a major role in keeping the franchise alive over the past 2 decades. The dedication of Firefly fans has kept this 25-year-old show relevant. Clearly, the return of Firefly is something the fans want. More importantly, it's something they deserve. Still, bringing back Firefly without Whedon raises the obvious question: can the series maintain the voice that made it beloved in the first place. Whedon's storytelling style, particularly his sharp dialogue and ensemble-driven character dynamics, played a defining role in the original show's appeal. In recent years, however, Whedon has become a controversial figure in Hollywood, following allegations about his behavior on several productions. Those controversies have largely pushed the filmmaker out of major studio projects. That leaves the animated revival attempting to navigate a difficult balance, honoring the original series while moving forward without the person who created it. Hollywood has already attempted something similar with another Whedon property. We were talking about that with Buffy the Vampire Slayer. The new Firefly animated series now faces a similar challenge, trying to recapture the magic of a cult classic while leaving its original creative architect on the sidelines. This is not a counterpoint. This is the same thing Firefly animated series is going for without Joss Whedon. Therefore, it will suck, and the writer suffers from full-blown Trump derangement syndrome. Look, as long as they don't try writing it into the show, I don't care what their politics are. And as I pointed out, at least one of the projects that one of them worked on was something I actually did like. I don't think it's necessarily has to suck because Joss Whedon is involved. I am kind of getting tired of this whole idea that, oh, if George isn't in charge of Star Wars, if Gene Roddenberry isn't in charge of Star Trek, if Joss Whedon isn't in charge of this, that, and the other, then it just can't work. I'm sorry. I just don't think that's true. I saw Star Trek taken basically from Gene Roddenberry, and they basically said, you know what? No, we'll keep you on as executive producer, and we'll listen to your suggestions, but we're going in a different direction. And after the second season of Star Trek The Next Generation, it got way better. It got way, way better. I'm sorry, Papa George, your prequels without the input of talented people giving you limitations and telling you, no, this isn't working. As scripture says, many advisors make victory assured. And unfortunately, fools tend to go their own way. And George is a great idea guy, and he's got a great vision, but he needs to be reined in. All on his own, you get teddy bears and Misa Jar Jar Binks. I mean, come on. I think there comes a time when a creator needs to step away and take a back seat. Collect the royalties and let somebody else take the reins. Plus, I also think that the people involved, Nathan Fillion, all the other, when you get all of the cast back that you can, that are available, and they're willing, they seem like they know their characters, and they'll possibly give some feedback as well. So I'm not prepared to say it absolutely will suck. It could be very, very good. Also, I think the medium is appropriate. I think it's a good idea to move this to animation. I think now is the time to, especially because a lot of people are starting to discover anime. K-pop demon hunters and all that kind of stuff. Not a bad idea. I think it's a great idea. So we'll see. I had a friend who was obsessed with Firefly. I still need to see it. Look, here's the thing about Firefly. And welcome, by the way, Samuel Proctor. I was the same way. I was first exposed to Firefly when I helped playtest the Firefly role-playing game for a buddy who was going to be running it at Gen Con. And I said, I don't even know these characters or the universe. They said, don't worry, that's part of what we want to test. So when I got there, I found out this was one of those games where you play the characters. And I'm like, I don't know these characters. It's okay. You'll figure it out as you go. Oh, by the way, you're going to be Nathan Fillion's character. You're going to be the captain. I'm like, way to throw me out in front. Well, it worked out perfectly because without knowing it, I was already keyed into the funny one-liners and so forth. In fact, I even cited a line that was used in the show, and they said I used it wrong because it was the wrong character. What was it? Someone had gotten a really, really good. I had gotten a really, really good role, and I don't remember how it goes. You get to put a dramatic spin on it, and you say, this happened and that happened, whatnot. And someone said, man, that was just a great shot. And I said, nah, I don't know about that. I was aiming for his head. And someone said, no, that's Jane's line. I'm like, what do you mean? And they're like, yeah, it's from one of the episodes. And I'm like, I've never seen an episode of the show. That's a line from Blake 7, more than 2 decades earlier. And sure enough, Joss Whedon admitted that whole thing about nice shot. No, I was aiming for his head. That he took that directly from Blake 7. So I then went and I watched the entire thing, and I was very upset, not because it wasn't good. I loved it. I was upset because there was so little of it. It was such a short-lived series. Studios need to spring clean, fire the directors that lose money, and keep the ones that make money. Yes. And they need to do it very, very fast. We don't have a decade to start getting your ducks in order because Hollywood is on the precipice of falling apart. Anyway. So that is it for today. Tonight, members, I haven't checked, but I'm 99% sure that we're going to end up watching National Lampoon's Vacation, because that one was the one that was by and large winning in your votes last I checked. So, but I'll double check that before we go live. The stream will go up. I'll tag you all in it, and of course. The VIP will be sent a link to join tonight if you are available. Anyway, and of course, tomorrow, you guys know what the schedule is. I will be here for Liquid Lunch tomorrow. I will not be here for Live from Sparkwood and 21, and Sherlock Holmes will be pre-recorded. It's already scheduled to live premiere. So guys, I want to thank you so much for hanging out with me and sharing your Liquid Lunch with me today, and tomorrow as well. And unfortunately, that's all there will be for this week. But guys, take care of yourselves, members. I hope to see you all tonight. Take care of yourselves. Stay hydrated. Drink responsibly. I'll see you all on the next one. Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Hope to see you again real soon.
Here's to the daylight, the drinks and the fun, our liquid lunch till the next one comes. With a wink and a smile, we'll be back real soon, chasing that jazz under the high noon.